is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, sponsored by a live credit union.
All right, this is going to be our new thing now. Every week we plan to start with a live look above the stadium site, and that's what we're giving you right now here on Fleet and Footy. You may remember 1 week ago there was still quite a bit of grass. There was some concrete still down in the stadium site and what looked like a street and a sidewalk. Well, those are gone. The grass is all gone. What'd they do with that grass, Lewis? I feel like I could have used some of that in my yard. I don't know.
We were talking about the lawn last week.
We could have used like a chunk of sod, taking that home. But now we're clearing dirt, which is just thrilling stuff. Thrilling visuals, Lou. I mean, I'm thrilled because I know what it means. As you see the tractor right there carrying another load of dirt to the truck, clearing it out, and working towards leveling the stadium site and then getting towards that next step.
There's a lot of work left to be done, but these small steps just make me so happy to see. I was out there this morning. We'll see some more, pictures of that. It's a lot of dirt. Once again, a lot of dirt.
This is quite literally groundwork.
But you got to start somewhere, Stuart. You got to start somewhere.
And this is where we're starting. So we start today's show with a look high above the stadium site there in downtown Jacksonville. For those who don't know where the site is, just think about it being just north of the fairgrounds. What are currently the fairgrounds. I know the Jags bought it, so that'll eventually go away. But for now, it is the fairgrounds, and that is the stadium site. All right, Louis Llerandi here in studio with me, Stuart Weber, and let's bring in the third member of the team today. Hey, head coach Tommy Krizanovic joining us for Fleet and Footy. Coach, how we doing today?
Yeah, good. Thanks, fellas, for having me again.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Golfy in a couple weeks ago, and we said we were going to get you in as well. Of course, we got tons of stuff to talk about. As the title alludes to for today's broadcast, we're looking back and looking forward. We can do a lot of both with Tommy K in the studio because we have broken down the NPSL season quite a bit on this program before Lou went off gallivanting across the globe for his little 2-week vacation and some flamenco dancing in Spain.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get in contact with that lady in St. Augustine, so maybe you'll see it soon.
For the flamenco lessons?
Where it breaks them out.
We'll get you out there.
Pictures of the stadium and pictures of dancing.
Yes. It's what we do in the off season.
That's it.
A whole lot of that, certainly. But let's start, and we'll start by kind of looking back, as we like to do, and talk about what I believe in my humble opinion, was another successful season for the boys in blue in the NPSL. Another conference championship, winning the regular season conference crown, and then the tournament, winning the two matches amongst our group of the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference of the NPSL. That's not a mouthful. But I'll let you kind of describe how you viewed this 2025 season, because while we look at it maybe from results and what we're seeing on the field, you're able to see it from a different perspective because you're getting these players throughout the course of every week. You're seeing how they develop from day one in April towards the final day in July this entire summer as you guys try to put a little mark on them and try to help these players improve along the way.
Yeah, it's been it was definitely a long season.
Which is good.
Which is great.
Which is good, because the longer the season is, that means you're winning games at the end of it and keeping it going.
Right, and I feel like we got a lot of things right. I think we learned a lot over the last couple of years. But the one thing that really helped, I think, this season was, not having to move in different places. Not having to adjust, and that's been super helpful. Being able to find some consistency within the field where we're playing, location-wise and whatnot, and why the stadium project is obviously so important, just goes to show. But yeah, I think we got a lot of things right. We feel that we've transformed players, I think, over the course of the season. As a staff, we worked diligently, to try to provide not only an experience, but really get better. And push every player. And we focused on that bit, and as a result, the byproduct was results on the weekend.
Give me some specific examples of some of these players and how you saw them develop. I know we had some younger guys on the roster this year, but also some returners and players who've donned the badge for a few years now. Give me some of those examples that you see as a coach where, okay, well, this guy came in maybe with this, we worked on it, and here it was at the end of the summer.
Yeah, I mean, you can even check back as far as last year. Take a look at Danny Stevens. Comes in last year as an academy player. Probably not as ready as it could have been, but the exposure changed him. And then going into an academy season with the 19s and the success that they have found, really looking at his qualities, his strengths, key development areas that we wanted to touch on, and then him being prepared going into this past summer for us was key, because you have a player, an academy player, that turned out to be a starter. And we obviously missed him for the playoff run. He had committed to the University of Tulsa. So we're quite happy with that, and there comes responsibilities with that, but he's one great example of that. I'd say another one, someone coming from college, Xavi Sato, who's maybe jumping around from program to program a little bit, not finding maybe the success that he wanted in college, comes to us, and I think even there, looking holistically at the bigger picture, transforming not just the player but the human being, has helped him grow as well, and has helped him elevate his game. And then when you start picking apart individual pieces and whatnot, I think that bleeds into the team and essentially makes the group a little bit better.
Before we move on off of this topic, I'd like to know which one of those returning guys that you've seen return year after year after year just keep getting better at something specific, or maybe the leadership, or maybe just really getting the Armada culture.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many examples. You could start off with Miles and Johnny, right? From not only having been academy players going to their programs respectively, and then becoming key players within our group, but also as leaders, captains. You could go into players like Sebastian Settle, who's now, this is his second year with us, or this was his second year with us, who's also transformed. These players are top-end players within their environment. They get offers from all over the country as well to go play elsewhere. They choose to come back to us. We'd like to think not only do we provide a good experience for them on the field, but also off the field. And that certainly helps when trying to get a player to buy in and really think about, hey, I could be better at this. But, just let alone those three have made a massive impact on the field as leaders, as captains. And yeah.
I'll ask you about the conference and how the level of play this year maybe compared to years past in that Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference. There are certainly haves and have-nots, as there are every year that you play here in the NPSL, and really any lower division level of soccer. You're going to see that, right? You're going to see the clubs that invest in their players and in their system, and then the other clubs that are there, to be quite frank with it. How did you view the level of play in our conference? And then we'll get into the Southeast, where you end up having the eventual national champion come out of Hickory and win that national championship. But let's start by talking about the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference and kind of what you saw there this year.
Yeah, from the past, I think obviously from what the conference used to be and what it's evolved to, I think it's actually starting to become a little bit more difficult. And the reason why is because of what we do and what our process is. We have a certain identity. We don't want to stray away from that identity. We have a certain style of play. We defend a certain way. We attack a certain way. Those things are more important to us than just scouting the opponent on the weekend and then adjusting. We don't just adjust. We prepare, and we prepare our players. We prepare our team. But overall, I think the result of doing that for year after year has been that teams have adjusted to the way they play us, and they make it tough. They sit in on a low block, they try to counter, and Sometimes they find success, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it takes us a little bit longer to score. Sometimes it takes 120
We kind of
minutes.
see it with New Orleans in the regular season playing to a scoreless draw. Naples playing till they were down to 3 men or whatever it was at the end of that matchup in the playoffs. But you see these teams come here and have this certain game plan because, like you said, there is an Armada system, and it's that way to help develop the players and give them something that they understand that they're going to get when they get on the field.
Numerous reasons, not only to develop the players, but to put people into seats.
Yeah.
Because
it is an entertain. Hey, when it's clicking and the other team isn't parking the bus and trying to prevent it, it creates an exciting brand of football.
We'd like to think that whether white collar or blue collar people come to watch our games, that we want to make it exciting.
Yeah.
We want to score goals, and statistically looking at a lot of what we've done, our KPIs, our key performance indicators have been very, very good this past season, and we think that's the result of winning the championship. Fast track to the last game, we do a lot of things right, but sometimes the ball doesn't want to go in the net.
Yeah.
But we did it our way. We did it our way. We have lots to be proud of, and we can truthfully look at the season, reflect on the season, and go, not only have we gotten better now, but we know exactly what we want to do going into next year as well.
How much easier has it been to transition these guys, not only coming from JFC like they normally would into the U23 squad, but now having them under that Armada roof the whole time? How has that been able to help these two entities blend together?
So from JFC to Armada, not very hard, because the philosophy is the same, and it's the same because people have been aligned. People like-minded have been together for years to try to create this development path from the MLS Next of JFC into the Armada Academy. Where we see a struggle or where we see hardship is when we bring players from the outside in to try to adjust to that specific playing style. That takes time. And when you get a week before a game starts, that's even more difficult, because your ultimate focus is not on right away your identity. Your ultimate focus is on having the right players at the right time. Are they fit? Are they healthy? And can we make them compete?
How much more impressive does it make it then when you've got guys like Gustavo Marquez and Marky Hrvojevic going out and scoring the amount of goals that they score, or even defensively? I mean, think about Mac M. Sabaha, another one of those newcomers who just kind of jumps in there, Arnel Rabasa, these players that, maybe weren't familiar with it, but are able to come in and thrive right away.
I mean, fantastic, right? I mean, coming into that environment, and some of them even having to adjust. Markey is the right back at Wisconsin, and he's had to jump.
Which is kind of where you shifted him towards the playoff run at the end of the year.
Right. You have to be a little bit strategic, try to put your best players on the field. We've obviously dealt with some injuries.
He didn't look terrible as a forward, scored 4 goals in a game.
No.
Just throwing that out there.
Hey,
Wisconsin, he didn't look terrible playing up top, just letting you know.
He certainly has instinct for scoring goals. But yeah, we think we were able to get the best out of the players for as long as we could. And at the end of the day, when you have names like that, coming from programs such as those, it is also fun to work with them. They're good guys off the field. They're competitors on the field. I mean, some of the best things happen in training, and some of the actually most physical play, the hardest 90 minutes happen in training, not actually on a Saturday. And I think it's a result of making Saturdays a little bit easier, making the game days a little bit easier, and that's helped.
All right, Hamby, pull up that Hrvojevic goal, if you could, for me, the Marky Hrvojevic goal. And, Coach, we're going to ask you a favorite of the two. So we're going to give you 2 options, and you can always pull in a third if you'd like.
Please.
To decide what maybe your favorite goal of the season was. I know we had, obviously, a lot of really good goals throughout the course of the year. Some that maybe didn't make the cut, but we'll start with this one right here from Marky Hrvojevic. And this was such a wild play because it happened off the restart. 2 touches from the other team, they give it away, and he fires it home from midfield.
I mean, who expects that?
Who expects that?
Right.
I can tell you one person who didn't. They were in the broadcast booth announcing the game. It was me. I was looking down. I was resetting something on my computer, and Lewis had to react for me. But you get another look at it. How does that one rank for you?
I mean, think about it. The relentless pursuit of not being without the ball, just having scored a goal, and easily could have defaulted into relaxing a little bit for 5 minutes, resting the body a little bit, getting your breath back.
Mind you, the game was well in hand at that point at 5-0.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the willingness to go after and not only score the goal but win the ball back immediately was exactly. It's about the principles of play that we, I think, instill in the players that then execute these principles, and that makes it more exciting.
Option number 2, another long distance strike, and this one comes from Mo Zettel.
Yeah. You want me to rate these two?
Which one is one of these two your favorite goal of the season, or do you have one maybe that you rank a little higher? I love this one simply from the work rate of Gustavo Marquez. You see him getting involved in the play and kind of backheeling it as he's falling down, and the celebration, mind you. That's not bad as well. But I feel like this one's got to rank pretty high this year as well.
They are certainly favorites. I will say there's definitely another goal that comes to mind. Not spectacular, but I think the way you rate these two goals is you rate the celebration. From the two players.
Well, clearly,
who has a better celebration?
Clearly, you're not gonna. I mean, Markey couldn't really celebrate that much because it was the 4th time. If he had 4 goal celebrations stored up in his head, he would have used all of them at that point. Whereas you see the gymnastics background from Mo Zettel over in Austria. What did he call it? A flick flack? Is that what it was?
A flip flap?
Flick flack.
Flip flap?
I don't know, something like that. He had some term for it that we'd never heard of before. But clearly a great celebration. And I mean, just the pinpoint accuracy there. Beautiful. Which goal are you putting as your maybe favorite goal of the season?
I'd say Gustavo's first goal against New Orleans in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Because it set us up for the championship. It set us up with confidence. It set us up for momentum. I mean, sets us up for winning the game, and starts off the game right. Because again, New Orleans is an opponent that if they score first,
they're going to make it very hard for you to find an equalizer.
They're at home.
Yeah.
They'll make it hard. And maybe if you don't get the result that weekend going into playoffs, maybe that everything looks different.
Yeah, you possibly have to go on the road to Naples, which never works out well, simply because of how things work down there in Naples. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I like that you're not as worried about what it looks like as to what it means.
The meaning is way more important.
All right. Well, shout out Gustavo Marquez. You win goal of the year according to Tommy K.
Yeah, we might have to put together a little goal comp and put it up on socials. See what wins the goal of the year. I think that would be cool. But I want to talk a little bit more about the academy, specifically because it's starting back up here. I mean, we're already into the season essentially, but just the absolute huge progress from starting from almost ground zero to having those U19 squads being displayed on a national level against some of the top teams in the country and internationally.
Yeah. What a year that was.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been part of it. You guys have been in the weeds of it. It's an undertaking, It's an undertaking because ultimately why you're doing it is you're trying to develop players for the first team. You're trying to develop players to possibly sell on to Europe or elsewhere and into the pro level.
Which is always the hardest thing to explain to casual United States sports fans. It's just the way soccer works, right? Where you have players in your system. Yes, you want them to come and ball out and start for you and your best team that you have, but they're also assets. And if an asset can make a difference somewhere else, it can also be a big boost for your program back here to help develop more players of the sort until perhaps one day you have a first team that fits their level and then they can come play on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great year. Learning new things. Obviously, I've been in this role with JFC for quite some time, and I think that's helped tremendously. And having the support of club leadership, of operations, of communications, having everything in place. Yeah, you're going to come up on some hurdles, just because these are different processes that we have to look at, especially when working with younger people, young men. But ultimately, everyone has the same goal. And going into the second year, not only from the processes that we're now getting right, but also going into what we expect within the first 3-year plan, we're already way ahead. We wanted to recruit locally only. We felt like there is a lot of good talent locally that we haven't tapped into yet. So last year, scouting, we've upped the scouting, we've upped the communication, we've upped the identification clinics and centers, really just eyes on the ground to be able to evaluate the best talent in Jacksonville, in the community. And we feel that as a result, not only have we been able to tap into now the community, but even players from outside Jacksonville, whether it's Palm Coast, but also Pensacola, also Orlando. Players are seeing what we're doing and they're intrigued. They're intrigued to come in and have a look, and then they are deciding to stay and commit to it.
Hammy, you can go ahead and roll the video for Academy signings, and this is a exciting time for the program when you consider that, and it's largely the U16s, right? Because most of the U16s from last year move up to the U17s. A lot of the U17s from last year move up to the U19s to kind of fill those holes and fill out those rosters. But for some of these U16 guys that are getting their first chance to kind of sign with the MLS Next program and get to hold up the scarf, and this is kind of like their college signing day, right? This is somewhat of the equivalent, because a lot of these guys are hoping to maybe go on to those professional ranks. And again, this is another instance where soccer in the United States is very different, where maybe the best path forward isn't always in college. Sometimes you want to skip that, jump right into the pro ranks, and try to elevate your game a little earlier than you would in maybe other sports. But that signing day, that moment for not just the kids but their families is such a huge thing as well. And we've had a lot of those here in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. Whether it's players that have been coming through the affiliate programs, whether it's players that have come from Jacksonville FC, from the outside, it's ultimately the same dream, the same goal for those players and their families. The families invest so much time, so many resources to be able to get to this point. So we feel like, being at the end of that and now providing something to possibly achieve their ultimate goal is really exciting. It's really exciting for us as well, because we see the happiness, we see the joy from them, and pictures speak louder than words, don't they? Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes the parents smile a little more than the kids because the kids are trying to look cool. But that is always the case where oh, what is that? When you cut off Nathan on that picture.
Sorry, he was on the end.
Come on.
It's a little zoom action, I think.
It happens. It's okay. But yeah, that's always such a cool part now with this new program and how it's kind of working out. I did go on the Facebook group for Section 904. I asked for our fine fans there to drop some questions below. The main one we have is from Derek Gappison. Can we get a U19 schedule drop? Well, we can't. But
next week,
should
Lou? Have all our times and our games scheduled out. We're in the works. It's a lot of academies that have to work together to, make this all work throughout the whole entire season. So I know Corbin's on the phone. He's been talking to clubs. He's been trying to schedule them out. And I think by next week, we should be able to drop a full schedule.
So next week, we should be able to give you a full schedule. We can, however, give you one matchup. And Hamby, we got a graphic for this. One matchup coming up this weekend. In fact, if you are itching to go see the Jacksonville Armada Pro Academy, the U19s, for the MLS Next level, well, you can go check them out in a friendly. As they are headed down to St. Augustine. And here you have it right there. Saints Field, St. Augustine, Florida, taking on Flagler. So if you want to go and support the boys in blue, little preseason friendly, go check it out. And also to support Flagler. We've gotten some really good talent from the Saints here over the years. Looking at Miles Shanley, looking at Jet Bowman, to where players from Flagler who play at that Division II Peach Belt level have made a huge impact on your roster, Coach, and Flagler, UNF, JU, Edward Waters, these programs providing players for the men's and women's squads is going to be very important moving forward to give them that opportunity to improve over the summer.
Absolutely, and especially now with the attention focusing so much on the pro team, on the stadium, we're definitely going to be tapping into that local market with JU, UNF, Flagler. Those conversations have already started. What that's going to look like, as soon as the game finished, we already knew what we want to do next year. This is how we operate. But now it's really monitoring players that are in the college environment. How do they perform? Do they outperform last season? Are they becoming better? Can they fit into the environment with us as well? And is there a chance that they could potentially become an Armada Pro player? So we're shifting more into that local side of things now with our academy players, with the local college programs here. We'll also still have players from the outside, of course, but yeah, the attention is going to be high on these players here.
So I've asked you a lot about the players from this past summer and the roster in the NPSL. Let me ask you about you and your journey and what this has been like for you. Obviously, you've been leading this NPSL team now for 5 years. You obviously add the MLS Next stuff a year ago with the U16s and 17s, and obviously helping with the 19s, the whole thing. It's all together. It's all integrated together. What have you learned about yourself kind of as a coach over this last year, not just working with the younger kids in the MLS Next, but then another summer with the U23s here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, $1 million question, because you reflect all the time as a coach, I think.
You have to, right?
You have to, and sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong, but ultimately, you try to learn. I think for me, I've learned over the last two years probably how important it is to that managing the player off the field, how important that piece is to really get the best out of them. I've learned that if they don't trust you as a human, they're not going to want to play for you. They're not going to do the things that you say or you believe in, or even the club believes in. So I think that's number one, and I've learned that a lot. And then I think, as a consequence of trying to get to know the human, and the human get to know me, I think you allow them to come in, and it becomes a family environment. And as coaches, I'd say as a whole, often you're reluctant to do so. You're reluctant to go and let somebody in your house, or let somebody closer to your family, whatnot. As a consequence, it's actually made us become a bigger family. And that's the one thing I took away over not just this season, but last season as well, is that there are so many more benefits to allowing players seeing who you really are, so you're not misunderstood, so that when you are tough on players, or when you are not saying anything, that they understand why that is. So getting to know the person has become ultimate task.
We have one more piece of video to bring up, and we like digging this video up from time to time, as you probably know. But my main question would be, how would this Tommy K, the coach, deal with Tommy K, the player, from the way back when? We're talking about the NPSL days of this Tommy K. How would the coach and the player get along on the same roster when you're talking about this young lad who led his team to a national championship with the NPSL?
Yeah, not sure. Props to Pat Cannon, who was my coach at the time, and now is one of my best friends. And goodness, he had to deal with me. I sometimes reflect on those things, and obviously, I think it was probably tough to coach me. I always had an opinion, but I think that also, having learned from Pat, as a mentor, we're not the same personality.
Yeah.
But I started picking up things that he does really well. And just anyone really, we go into a situation where we get to know people that handle people, that work with people. It's you try to grow from it. You try to pick up the best of what people do and try to then not just imitate it, but make it your process. And then it's not transactional, but it's transformational, as me, Nathan, and Pat like to say now.
That's right.
Well, you're there at the NPSL level. You've obviously played in leagues much higher than that, but specifically that season, how did that impact you personally? You being local and from the area, and then stepping into now the head coach of essentially that same team. I like giving our U23 team that NPSL title. So
Yeah.
By the way, Lou wants to know, can they get a star above the crest for the NPSL play?
that Tommy Krizanovic won.
Would that transfer over?
Hat trick, by the way, a hat trick.
We have to look into legalities.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'd be curious if you could put a star above the crest for that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Maybe we go on our own next summer.
Maybe.
How's that?
Maybe.
I like that.
Maybe that's. I think that's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's just because every player has their own, different kind of journey, and some of these guys might not play past the NPSL. You got to do it in several different countries at different levels, and I just, just find it interesting on what impacted you specifically in this season after.
I mean, look, when I say, people are aligned that we are working with, and why this is working out, why this is going in the right direction, is because you always question the why. Why did we even sign up for the NPSL in the first place? Because we wanted to provide a pathway for our players. It happened at Patton Park. Pat's come up, and there are a couple of us that were still playing. We're still somewhat young. We still had decent enough body and shape to be able to go out there and play for 90 minutes. But the ultimate goal is, can we kick it off so we can pass it down? And can we now provide a pathway for our players, for our younger players that maybe don't have that pathway? Maybe they don't have a pro pathway right away. At that time, Jax United, we didn't. But can we start something for them? And that was it. That was really the why. And when you buy into the why, it becomes all easy, So that's really the reason. Did we anticipate we were going to win the whole thing? No, we didn't, because we came in late. We qualified for playoffs on a three-way tie. And we made a run at it because we realized, hey, we're actually quite good at this, and we have the players, and the team was so cohesive. I mean, friends that hung out even outside, outside of the training environment, and but that helped a lot, and that's the type of environment we want to create here as well.
I will ask you, as you continue to play in some pickup games, how would current Tommy do against some of these players that you're coaching these days?
I'll tell you what, my back's not the same anymore. My legs are not the same anymore, but I will compete.
That's right.
I will compete. I'll be loud, and I won't like losing. So We'll see.
Yeah, that's what makes you a great coach.
Some of the 16s have already challenged me, so I think we're gonna have to have him out there.
Oh man.
Yeah,
bring him out there and
right.
let them see how the game works a little bit.
That's right. Yeah.
They're probably going to want to play full field instead of half field, though.
No, but we control the environment.
Okay, yeah. All right, good stuff. Well, Coach, appreciate you coming by. We're going to take a quick time out here, but we'll let you get out of here. We'll bring you some more stadium video. We got some pictures and video that Lou captured down at the stadium site, and we got much more coming up. Yeah, here's a little teaser for you. There it is. We'll show you this and much more coming up next right here on Fleet and Footy. Again, big thank you to head coach Tommy Krizanovic for stopping by the studio. Coach, appreciate your time as always.
No, thank you guys. It's an honor.
All right, we'll take a quick time out here on Fleet and Footy, and we'll be right back on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Imagine a
brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow, how much revenue share you could earn. Just imagine.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Campion Law will fight for you till the bitter end. We suffered several injuries along with the car being totaled. They checked on us literally almost every day for the next 2 weeks, just making sure, are you okay? Do you need anything? Even Chris was texting us, like, what can we get you? Campion cares.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, sponsored by a live credit union.
And welcome back to Fleet and Footy here in the Action Sports Jax 24/7 studio. If you missed the first half of the show, we had the head coach Tommy Krizanovic join us here in studio, and that chair right there, which is now empty, let him go along his day. He's got work to do. He's got players to mold and a season to get ready for in the MLS Next ranks. So that is certainly still to come. Hamby, when are we getting rid of this box back there, this You've Got Mail box? People keep asking me, what the heck is it doing back there? And it's just kind of there. Like it was one bit we did, like two bits,
Okay.
11 months ago. Or whenever
February and April,
before we hired Cohen and Gladstone.
and then it was who's going to be our first round pick.
Okay,
So late April.
do we have any upcoming You've Got Mail bits coming up?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well maybe we'll get some involved in there.
You can have
How much time did Liv spend putting that box together?
I don't know. Y'all could have
Pretty official looking.
y'all could have people send in the exact date and hour when the stadium will be fully complete.
I wish I knew the exact date and hour the stadium would be complete.
That's half the fun. You got to guess too.
We could do that. Speaking of which, let's take a look at some stadium video if you don't mind. Nice little segue there, Hamby. Appreciate you for getting us back on track, as I've been known to get us off track here on the show. Lou, when were these images captured?
This morning,
Today.
9 a.m.
The most recent imagery we have as you went by the stadium.
Yeah, this is fresh.
Did you wear a hard hat this time?
I did not.
Unbelievable.
But I'm able to get, a little bit of a peek behind the curtain.
Did you take the shot over the fence?
No.
Oh, you actually went in there.
I was on the dirt.
Were you wearing an Armada?
Yeah, I made sure, not this bright yellow shirt, but I made sure that a badge was visible so no one would question me.
This is my favorite one. Up the hill, this
Come
bad
on.
boy goes. Looks like a monster truck.
No trees. You still see that power
Trees
line.
are gone. We still have some power posts. We don't know when those are going to go.
But like you said, the asphalt
And then
is
you got some
all
video.
up.
Yeah.
I had to stay there a little bit longer, see one truck out. But there was, time I was there, probably about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Saw 3 of these trucks come in and out. Those diggers were nonstop moving, and it was it's just good to see the constant,
Say diggers?
Yeah, what are those called?
Like a tractor?
Tractors.
Would that be a tractor? A bulldozer? perhaps?
Bulldozer.
Yeah.
Probably.
Diggers. I like the diggers.
That's
works.
probably it, right?
Yeah. But they're taking the dirt. They're leveling out the ground. We're getting rid of some of this fill, this dirt. away it goes. Where does it go, by the way? Where are we taking it? Do you know where that truck is going with the dirt?
Maybe the Florida shoreline. We need
Probably needs it after Hurricane Aaron. Yeah, tearing up our sand. Maybe to a dredging project somewhere. And then Hamby, let's go to the live look as we bounce around on our different images. We have the ability, we have the power
progress
to take a look at the progress of the stadium site in downtown Jacksonville. And look, we're giving you as much information as we can, as we get it, as we're able to bring it to you. And we're very excited about being able to show you live pictures of the stadium. And here you go. There it is right there, just north of the fairgrounds. More dirt being moved. Yeah, there it is. Those white trucks over there just hanging out.
Yeah, these are the boss men.
Okay, I like it.
The only piece of infrastructure right now is that there's a little porta potty.
Oh, useful.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
You see the left of the gate.
Okay. Oh yeah, right behind it. I see that.
Yeah.
Got good eyes, man.
Well, I was on site.
I'm saying I've got good eyes, seeing it right from up here. I mean, you pointed out where
you
it
were
was.
complimenting me.
You know, no, that wouldn't happen. Yeah, man, that's exciting. That's good. Good. I'm excited to be able to continue to share all the new information as we get it, give fans a look at what the stadium's going to look like and everything that comes along with it. So stay tuned.
The urinal cam?
What's that?
Hamby just zoomed in on it.
Enhance.
That's pretty good.
Enhance. Yeah. Oh,
Pretty
there
good
goes.
shot.
There's a truck.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
A live truck arrival coming in to get another truck full of dirt.
Some more dirt.
All right. Yeah, this is the look. We've been itching for play-by-play for a month now. We haven't had anything to do play-by-play and color commentary for. This is the best we got of a truck picking up dirt. Pretty exciting for us. Okay. But speaking of play-by-play, Lou, when's your debut of the fall season? What's the first game you'll be calling this year?
Yeah, the Finns JU men's team plays UT Rio Grande Valley.
Okay,
at home.
I wasn't sure which UT we were starting with, and then where we were going, but UTRGV.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my first game, but JU's first game is actually tonight away.
Okay.
Phoenix, Arizona against Grand Canyon University. This is the men's.
The Antelopes.
Yes, this is the men's squad.
Okay.
The JU women and Osprey women already got their seasons started up.
Yep.
JU getting a win over local rival Edward Waters.
Mm-hmm. You were there. You swung by.
I swung by. Got to see some of the new players on the Finns roster. A lot of Spaniards this year, actually. You could actually hear the Spanish on the field, which I thought was pretty cool.
Okay.
And arguably the bigger matchup tonight is UNF reigning ASUN champions, men Ospreys,
taking on
Marky Hrvojevic and the Wisconsin Badgers.
So on the road in Madison, the Ospreys will be taking on a guy who spent his summer here in Jacksonville, and Marky Hrvojevic, who we mentioned with Tommy Krizanovic here in the first part of the show. And then the ladies at home tonight. So if you want to catch some soccer, if you got the itch, we're 4 hours and 18 minutes from kickoff. So head on down to Hodges Stadium, home of the Ospreys. Field's looking tremendous. Shout out to Corey and the grounds crew staff who've done a really good job turning that field around. They only put it in like 2 months ago, and that thing is awesome. It looks really good. So tonight they will be home taking on FIU. We don't have any of the girls in blue on FIU, right?
FAU. Gianna Ramirez.
Yes, and then Sebastian Zettel on the boys' side.
Yes.
Yeah. So FIU, I think they're just the Panthers now.
They are.
They were once the Golden Panthers.
This is true.
Then they dropped the gold.
Yeah.
So did UCF.
Yep.
Why? What's wrong with the gold?
Simple.
Simple.
For branding reasons. Simple.
Okay. Yeah, very unique too, because there's no other Panthers or Knights.
But there's only one floor.
Hamby, you want to chime in on UCF? Your formerly Golden Knights,
the
now just
Citronauts?
Knights.
No comment.
No comment. All right.
Well, while we're in the mood of shouting out Armada players doing fantastic things, got to shout out Liz Ann Fogarty, who made her debut for Keensham Town. I saw you pronounce that on the last episode.
Did I try? Did I attempt to?
Goffey said you did it right.
Okay, Keensham Town.
But she wins Player of the Match, her first match playing in her new squad overseas in England.
That's awesome.
So captaining the Armada, and just a couple months later, going on and winning her Man of the Match awards.
Just tremendous. I love to see it. So good stuff there. And this is something we'll do on the program here throughout the fall. I know last year.
Yeah, we were able to clip up a couple goals throughout the season.
Last year we started the show in November, maybe?
You're right.
November. So like really it was like the last couple weeks of the college soccer season. I know we were able to get the Flagler coach on. I believe we had a UNF coach on as well. So we were able to get
JU. We got a couple
JU
Finns.
coach on. So we'll be getting those coaches on here as well over the next few weeks as we get this thing cranked up. I know Big Lou's doing some legwork to get all those coaches on the show.
Of course I am.
Yeah. Excited for that.
I got the contacts.
You do have the contacts, yes. And we will use them to talk about these different local programs. And we transition from that right into the high school season over the winter, into the spring. And then before you know it, we're playing soccer again with the U23 men and women.
Yeah, I'm excited for the high school season. I got some old merch I found in my parents' house. Some old FVHS.
You're gonna rep the Pirates.
Well, yeah, a couple. I'm trying to.
By the way, we had Coach on, so we didn't have a chance to do the Big Lou merch of the day.
Merch of the day.
Merch of the day. What are we rocking with here?
I'm rocking
Lewis?
this is a fan favorite shirt. It's been selling fantastically well on the website. There's Jax 904 on the front, and I think that's the reason why. Is that Section 904 likes it.
I have always preferred a simple front. So Jax 904, go ahead. You can turn it around. I'll. Okay, this is what do we do? Okay, no, you're all right. No, you're fine. You were good. You got a skyline on the top, Jacksonville Armada. You got another anchor on the back, Ex Pertinacia Victoria, which means what again, Lewis?
Fortune favors the bold.
Okay, which works perfectly in the bold new city of the South.
Exactly.
That's probably why you guys came up with that.
There's some thought behind that. There was some thought.
How much was it your thought?
Not much.
No,
not much. I think it was pre-established. If we're being honest, I think I might have taken that one from previous marketing people.
Hey, it's fine.
But
by the way, shout out to Abigail in the chat saying "Go Ospreys."
Go Sprays. Go Sprays.
Swoop. Support the Swoopsters. We support all our local programs. That's kind of the nice thing for us is that we don't have to take sides. Although one side bankrolls you a little more than the other one does. As you do more freelance work for one side than the other.
Yeah. It's
You don't do any for UNF, do you?
No, but I've got deep love for the Finns. That's what I came here, and that was one of the first sporting events I watched was JU men's football. So
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I miss eating my bonos on the hill right there. It was it was an experience.
I also miss the JU football team. It gave us more content for Hamby. You could have featured JU on the Stadium Pulse. Your college football show. You know, they used to have a college football team at JU.
Our director was a kicker in their last year.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, which director?
Our new director for the show.
Really?
That's correct.
Oh, for which show? For
Stadium Pulse.
For Stadium Pulse.
We had Tennessee Nick,
yes,
who
correct.
has moved on to
Stadium Pulse, by the way, Friday mornings,
ventures.
9 a.m., an hour of college football talk. That's college American football.
Let's do it.
Yep. With Jason Hamby, who's back in the booth for us.
And Mr. Zach Benwick, former JU kicker.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Have I met him?
Have not.
Okay. Former JU kicker. What's he been doing since then?
Well, I mean, since they scrapped the program.
It's been a while.
He's moved on.
Okay. I'm glad that he's now joined us on the...
He talks ball.
Talking ball with Stadium Pulse. Good, because the last thing I'd want to hear is you just talking for an hour straight, Jason.
I wouldn't want to hear it either. Don't worry.
I wouldn't want to hear anybody. I've said this.
You had to hear me do that a couple times this year. I don't know if you watched.
I had to hear both of you. So
this guy.
Well, you could chime in if you know, if you knew more about soccer, it'd be great. So do some research, Hamby. Teach me something about soccer for next week, Jason. That's your homework.
Well, considering you just called me that, I think I'm good.
Okay. I'd still like to see you do that.
I might come up with something.
Yeah, give me a nugget. Give me a soccer nugget for next week. We love nuggets here on the show. But I have long said that when it comes to sports talk programs, much like this one, I do not love a one-person show. I don't know. I've never liked one person just talking. I need banter. I need back and forth, which is why it was so hurtful for me, Lou, when you were off in Spain enjoying vacation. Then again, I did.
Stuart, I needed a little reset.
I did
Stuart.
leave the show for what, a month and a half.
You left me high and dry, but for a good reason. For a good reason,
right.
and I got to.
And you filled it with
develop.
interviews.
I got to develop,
and
yes.
you developed as a young broadcaster. Okay, we have one more timeout to take. So shout out to the chat for popping. What's up, Goat? We're gonna take one more quick timeout, but when we come back, we got your weird soccer story of the week, as we do each and every week, and we'll look ahead at the week to come. What's happening in the world of soccer, Lewis?
Of course, the League's Cup got spicy last night. All the MLS teams went through.
All right, even without Messi.
Without Messi.
All right, we'll discuss that. Coming up next right here on Fleet and Footy. Stay with us as we wrap up the show.
Ancla Dorada. The official bear of your Jacksonville Armada.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
And welcome back to the Action Sports Jax 24/7 studios. I'm Stuart Weber alongside Louis Llerandi once again here on Fleet and Footy. You're just randomly tuning in or happen to see this on social media. Every Thursday, 2 o'clock, we talk an hour of soccer.
Football.
Obviously, a big emphasis on the Fleet, Jacksonville Armada, but we talk all things football. So let's do that. Let's talk all things football right now. And Lewis, you teased it going into the break, but a good night for the MLS.
Yeah, we'll stay a little local when we talk about soccer today, but all 4 MLS teams win their League's Cup matchups. 2 of those teams coming out of the state of Florida.
Please explain the League's Cup. Is it just 2 leagues going against each other?
It is literally
is it just an unnecessary
Liga
tournament that's been added to
MX.
make money?
Yes.
Okay.
But it does grant you qualification to the CONCACAF Champions League. So if you're top 3 in this tournament, you qualify for CONCACAF Champions League.
Okay.
So it is a big deal.
Not really.
It's a big deal to qualify.
Not really. No.
For a team like LA Galaxy, who's got nothing to play for really this year, bottom of the West, is not going to make the playoffs, is not going to qualify for anything else. This is a big deal going into that next season. You got Inter Miami, who beat Tigres 2-1 off of 2 penalties. Javier Mascherano gets sent off after halftime and continues to direct the game from the stands with a
cell
telephone.
phone, right?
Yes.
It's got to be illegal.
It's like that old Mets
illegal.
coach.
Uh-huh.
What was it? Bobby Who was that? Bobby Valentine.
Valentine, yep. Had the
fake mustache.
Fake mustache and the glasses. Yeah.
Incredible.
Orlando City was the next game that night. Stalemate 0-0 until they go to penalties after the 90. No extra time. Orlando City wins it. Pedro Gallese makes a save and then kicks the ball in for the winner, which I think is pretty baller of a goalkeeper to do.
Keeper kicking 7th in the shootout.
Yep.
I feel like we're seeing this more and more where teams are putting their keeper higher in the order.
I feel like it messes with the other keeper's psyche a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah. They don't want to get big man by the other keeper,
I don't know. I just feel
I think all keepers think they shoot really well because that's really what they do at practice. If you're not saving shots, you're the one shooting the shots, trying to get it saved. So
I guess, but if I'm a skilled player in the outfield, I think I should be higher than the goalkeeper. I don't know.
El Pulpo is raw. El Pulpo is good. That's his nickname.
Okay. El Pulpo.
So
those two play each other.
Those two play each other.
They
next
never play each other.
This
is what
Fort
the
Lauderdale.
ninth time they're going to play each other here this year.
Yeah, I think about the 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
You rolled that game into Seattle Puebla, another stalemate, 0-0. Seattle gets a player sent off really late. They were really dominating that whole game. Puebla was the underdog the entire matchup. Seattle get the win on pens. And then LA Galaxy, the surprise, I think, of the tournament, really, go up 2-0 early. Marco Royce with one of those goals. They get the job done and take it home. So now on the East Coast, you got Inter Miami and Orlando. And on the West Coast, you got LA Galaxy and Seattle.
All right. That sounds exciting. Can those replace normal MLS games that they were going to have to play and have them count for it?
No.
Okay. So they're just adding games to the
There's
schedule.
just more games, Stuart. Just more games.
Well, that Inter Miami Orlando, where would that one be played?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
When is that one going to take place?
I believe August 27th.
So
Like
next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Will Louis Llerandi be in attendance?
Probably not. Those don't come into my season ticket package.
Oh, it doesn't?
Leagues Cup. No, it's a
Maybe
cup.
get like a discount?
I think so. I think they do. But, I'm working. That's a midweek game, Stuart. That's tough
Are
for
you
me to
working
make.
that day?
I'm always working, Stuart.
Yeah,
Even when I'm
you're
off,
working
I'm
all
on. Even when I'm off, I'm on.
Orlando Pride, by the way, play tonight. They're up to
Yes.
3rd in the NWSL standings right now.
They actually just broke the world record transfer fee in women's football.
$1.5 million.
Yes.
That's a
To
good chunk of
sign
change.
Mexican defender.
Ovalle.
There you go.
Right? 2 L's. Roll it.
Yep. Lisbeth Ovalle. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just happen to have it pulled up in front of me.
Yes.
I
But very exciting. It's
yeah.
super exciting move. I might have to pull up the goal next week. She scores a fantastic goal, Puskas worthy, if you ask me.
What was it worthy?
The Puskas Award is the award that is the best goal of the year.
Okay. Like
FIFA votes on it.
FIFA. Like it.
Official title.
Good. Premier League off and running?
Premier League off and running. You got the usuals up top, but the transfer market's still open, so some big moves on the horizon for Arsenal. Watch out for that one.
The transfer market's still open, but the season started?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
So if you don't like what you saw after match 1,
Kick them out.
all right. We're running out of time, so let's talk about the weird soccer story of the week, shall we? And Lou, do you want to start with which element do you want to start with here?
You go with the picture first.
Picture first, Tamby.
Before we
get
into
this is the wrong sport. This isn't soccer. What are we looking at, Lewis?
It's the only time I got where I know I won't be interrupted. Happy birthday to my dad, bigger Louis Llerandi.
Ah, yes.
It's his birthday today. So you're looking at Pavel Podkolzin. This is originally was a basketball player.
That's why he's
from
holding a basketball?
The Soviet Union.
right.
Played for 3 seasons for the Dallas Mavericks, but played around the world, mostly in Russia.
Okay.
Was originally drafted by the Utah Jazz, but
Sure.
has recently broken a record in soccer. If you would like to
Okay.
play the video, Hambone. At the age of 40 years old, the 7'5" Russian becomes the tallest ever soccer player to play in the professional division. He just played his first ever match.
Which one is he? I can't tell.
For Amkal Moscow against Kaluga in the second round of the Russian Cup.
Okay.
Just look at this.
Which one is he again? You said he's 7 foot. Well, look at the little guy. Oh, goodness. Okay, there's some perspective
keep
there.
this video running up full screen because, I mean, it is just so funny. I think, here we get a really good chance. This was his best chance of the game.
Okay, best opportunity for the 7'5" former basketball player. 40 years old. That doesn't mean anything. You can do anything at 40 years old.
Also, during this matchup, that same team debuted a 14-year-old who became the youngest Russian Premier League player ever.
All right. Well, that is your weird soccer story of the week, and a great opportunity for the 7'5" player. Appreciate everybody joining us here on Action Sports Jax 24/7. You got to score that, big man. Have a good one, everybody.